Today is Bitcoin Pizza Day. 15 years ago, a dude spent 10,000 Bitcoin on 2 Papa John's pizzas. That's now worth 1.2 billion cuckbucks. And today, we just hit a new all-time high, as of this recording, $111,862, and this is only the beginning. This could be the start of what Balaji calls super Bitcoinization. The Texas Strategic Bitcoin Reserve just passed. The stablecoin bill is about to be signed, and the Fed is cornered. And Standard Chartered says we're on the road to $500,000 Bitcoin. Welcome back, I'm Rustin, and grab a slice of za. Even the pineapple pizza people out there.
Dude, this is pineapple.
Try before you deny.
That's right, it's time. Send it! Ooh, that's bullish. Check this out.
Along the David Sachs theory, where we've got to make Bitcoin bipartisan. If we're really going to create a crypto reserve for the United States, and you guys know this, we have states now that have passed crypto reserves. Countries, sovereign wealth funds are buying it. And so this sort of paves the way for a bipartisan commitment to Bitcoin, but it also opens up pathways for foundations, endowments, institutional investors. And so, Andrew, I think this move is Bitcoin, when you're looking at it as a capital allocator, it's sort of the Dow of crypto. And so therefore, people are taking a toehold position. It's thinly volumed in terms of the amount of supply that's out there. And that's what's pushing the price up so aggressively.
May 22nd, 2010, Laszlo buys 2 pizzas for 10,000 BTC. May 22nd, 2025, that same Bitcoin is worth 1.2 billion, and we just passed Amazon in market cap. And we'll be at number 2 by year's end. Make no mistake, in number 1 in shorter order than many can even imagine. Now let's take a moment to console those poor salad fingers that sold at 72K last month. Poor bastards. We're not going to 100K, we're going through 100K. The first time ever, 1 Bitcoin is now worth more than 1 kilo of gold. Look at that. That's 15 years of dollar devaluation. That's 15 years of super inflation. And when the hardest money shows up, what's that thing? Something about a Godzilla on a playground?
All your models will be destroyed. Your political models, everything we learned over 10,000 years. When you're looking backwards, all these people, they want to look at time series of historic stuff. All I see is a bunch of statisticians analyzing people with chariots and bows and arrows and camels and elephants fighting in wars 3,000 years ago, and we show up with explosives and aircraft, and they're trying to back test their models and figure out how explosives and aircraft impact the way they organize their elephants. It's like all the models, they don't really make any sense anymore. If you understand Bitcoin, you realize you got to throw them all away. When Godzilla walks onto the playground, all your models are worthless. They're all going to be destroyed.
Salvador continues to tell the IMF to GFY. The IMF says take profits, they say take screenshots. Bitcoin is now your personal treasury, your corporate treasury, your state treasury, and soon your nation's treasury. It is not just a hedge, it is the denominator. Texas just passed SB 21, a bill to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve. And they did so with a 101-42 vote. That's game theory kicking in, y'all. Not good at speaking Texas. But also, the new stablecoin bill is passing tonight with bipartisan support, according to David Sachs. But what this really is the beginning of the official monetary surrender. Check out yesterday's episode for more on that. But here is White House crypto czar David Sachs and his statement on the Genius Act.
From benefiting from this kind of legislation?
Well, so first of all, we have significant bipartisan support for this. I think 15 Democrats voted for the bill to pass this key procedural threshold of cloture, which means there'll be no filibuster against the bill. We have every expectation now that it's going to pass. And I think the reason it's going to pass is because stablecoins offer a new, more efficient, cheaper, smoother payment system, new payment rails for the U.S. economy. It also extends the dominance of the dollar online, and it also creates billions of dollars or trillions of dollars of demand for our treasuries. So I think for all these reasons, this stablecoin bill is going to pass, and it's going to pass with significant bipartisan support.
How long do you think before stablecoin would start to really have that dollar support effect you're talking about?
I mean, I think it'll be immediate. So we already have over $200 billion in stablecoins. It's just unregulated. And I think that if we provide the legal clarity and legal framework for this, I think we could create trillions of dollars of demand for our treasuries practically overnight, very quickly.
I understand that you have argued that it was important in this trip through the Middle East just now, making some of the deals, particularly around AI that the administration did, to get in there.
Ray Dalio is even saying the quiet part out loud, building on yesterday, and he agrees with the legend Max Kaiser on the bond apocalypse. The treasury market is collapsing, and the only exit door is Bitcoin.
Watch the bond market. The bond market is the basis, it's the backbone of all markets. It is the risk-free, meaning default-free, probably default-free, interest rate that determines what all asset returns are going to be. And when there is a breakdown of the supply-demand picture for the bond market, you see a certain type of market action. You see long rates rising relative to short rates. You see the currency go down. You see gold go up because there's a movement out of that bond market because there's a supply and demand imbalance. When that happens, that raises interest rates, and it puts the Federal Reserve and other central banks in a bind. That supply-demand imbalance, in order to deal with that, when there's not enough demand, they're torn between allowing interest rates to rise and have the negative effect that that has on markets and the economy, or coming in and printing money, essentially, and buying bonds in order to provide the demand for those bonds that aren't there, and that produces inflationary pressures.
Bitcoin supply is vanishing. Over 124,000 BTC removed from exchanges in the past 30 days. That's 13 billion in scarcity. Meanwhile, Standard Chartered is calling for 120K Bitcoin by this quarter, 200K by the year's end, and 500K by the end of Trump's term. Spoiler alert. They'll probably be apologizing for that bearish bet in due time. Remember, when inflows hit and supply disappears, price doesn't rise slowly. Price rises violently. We got more bullish action to get to, but before we do, look at our likes.
3 or 4 times, maybe.
I gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and give us a pamp while we take a moment to recognize our sponsors powering this show. My friends, they'll tell you stablecoins are innovation. They're not. They're a Trojan horse for digital surveillance. Real genius is stacking Bitcoin. Self-custody, full node freedom, and the Bitcoin way has got you covered on your journey to Bitcoin sovereignty. Get coached on how to secure your generational wealth one-on-one with privacy and cybersecurity gurus that believe in the ethos of Bitcoin. Now, anyone can learn how to Bitcoin. If you're looking to get started, you can schedule a free 30-minute consultation with the Bitcoin way using that link in the show notes. Are you guys going to Las Vegas? Sure. You know what you're doing during the conference, but what are you doing after 5 p.m.? Didn't get invited to Michael Saylor's after party? Well, we've got your problem solved. The Orange Pill app is the single largest repository of Bitcoin-only events in the world. Connect with over 16,000 other Bitcoiners in real life. Bitcoin is better with friends, and now you can zap them instantly all in one app. What are you waiting for? Download the Orange Pill app today and go to a meetup, and who knows? The connections you make could last a lifetime.
Financial services is basically the new digital world and the old incumbent world are all merging. And so if you look in the public markets, you have companies like Robinhood, a very fast-growing segment is crypto. If you look in the private market, you see a company like Kraken who's adding U.S. equities. And so every exchange eventually, I believe, is going to end up having public equities, crypto, et cetera. And I think that you're going to see that in payment processors, asset management, et cetera. And so we're not necessarily going out saying we're going to go buy a crypto company. We're not saying we're not going to buy a crypto company. I think what we're looking for is kind of the broader financial services. And right now, most financial service companies, they're touching crypto in some form or fashion. But if you want to be successful, you've got to be able to operate in both worlds, we believe.
Good luck. I'm
Appreciate
sure
it.
we'll be following your progress. You'll be back. We'll talk a lot more about it. Brent, don't be a stranger.
You know what, guys? I think Parman's right. I think the O-fucking-ing is upon us. Boom! BlackRock is now the second largest Bitcoin holder behind Satoshi. GameStop is following Hal Finney. And the memes are becoming policy. Bitcoin just passed Amazon. It will pass Apple. It will pass gold. The dominoes are falling. Let me hit you with some math that broke my brain. In October 2009, one Bitcoin was less than a penny. Today, it's over $111,000. That's a compounding monthly rate of 10.41% for 15 years straight. That's not hyperinflation. That's superinflation. And we've already been living through it. We aren't waiting for Bitcoin to go mainstream. It already is. The bond market's breaking. Stablecoins are becoming policy. Every state, every company, every person is going to chase 0.1 Bitcoin. Stay humble, stack harder, and remember, super Bitcoinization isn't coming. It's already here. It's already here. And Las Vegas is calling. That's right. Bitcoin is taking over Las Vegas, the biggest Bitcoin event of the year. Bitcoin 2025 is heading to the Venetian May 27th through the 29th. You better get those tickets and get your bags packed. This lineup is juiced and the Simply team will be on site and we hope to see you there. Grab your tickets today and don't forget to use promo code SIMPLY for 10% off. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and give us a bam by sharing this Sound Money Gospel. And don't forget to set those notifications. We got a lot of great stuff coming your way. Dante, Oceans, Nico, Opti, bangers are coming. So stay tuned. Keep your head on a swivel. It's Bitcoin all-time high season. What makes the grass grow? Blood, blood, rainbow bear blood. Hey, I love you guys. Catch you next time. Peace.
If you prefer to go down with the ship, you.